if this had been popularized sufficiently, like with a movie. I mean, you just look at Titanic and how that dramatized the story all over again, and we learned the history of it. If there is such dramatization, the station fire 10 years ago in Rhode Island would never have happened. The station fire is a carbon copy of the Cocoanut Grove 60 years later. It should never have happened. And tragically, a year ago in southern Brazil, another fire, again a club fire, again with locked doors and all the things Paul's going to talk about, that led to mortality of over 250 people. But they're all the same lessons. And my contention that we, as a human race, are condemned to repeat history because we don't bother to learn it. That's the reason for the movie.
With a cocktail downstairs in the Melody Lounge. And then after, for dinner and dancing with Nicky Lambert and his all-star orchestra.
One of the main culprits that night was the lack of means of egress. At the top of the stairs leading up from the Melody Lounge, there was a door with a panic bar that entered onto Piedmont Street. The people coming up out of there could have easily exited onto Piedmont Street. The door had a panic hardware, it was welded shut. Nobody got through that door that night. The primary means of entrance was the revolving doors, and those quickly became jammed as the people tried to flee from the Melody Lounge coming up. Crowding in this club is hard to imagine. It was just elbow to elbow. There was no emergency lighting at the Cocoanut Grove. Doors opened inward. So the doors jammed up immediately. The windows were all glass block, and those you can just not break. Even firefighters, when they first arrived, were trying to smash them with their axes, and the blows of the axe were just glancing off. It really took quite a bit of effort to break through them. In addition to the thermal properties, like the high temperatures, you had the toxic gases that were numbing the people. Some of the survivors report that they just were overcome by these fumes, whatever they were, and they just collapsed on the floor. But I think you're seeing a little pattern developing here. Nothing happens until there's a tragedy.
This fire has led to what I regard as 5 monumental changes in medical care that have affected not only the area in Boston, but the entire country and in fact the world. It changed burn care forever, the way we deal with burn patients, the topical care, the intravenous resuscitation. It changed pulmonary care forever with the idea of early intervention in pulmonary injury. It comes to many people's surprise that this was the first in the world in the civilian population of the use of penicillin. It also was the onset of blood banking as we know it today. The first bona fide blood bank was created at the Massachusetts General Hospital. And then finally, the fifth thing, which interests me personally, and that is the very first paper ever written about PTSD was about this fire.
Once again, we see human frailty taking place in the form of greed, which factored into it. I think the strong human element that came out of this, similar to the marathon bombings, was the response of the people of Boston and greater Boston to that fire. You know, from the nurses, the doctors, the firefighters. The people that could not have done more than that night. The outgiving of support, of real professional help, and the efforts made on behalf of the victims and everyone in that place. It just shows you the tragedies like this bring out the best of people.
And there you go, dinner for two. Saturday, November 28th, 1942, at 10 p.m. Looking forward to seeing you.